Hi everyone, it's Maya from WholesomeYum.com, and today I'm showing you how to cook sirloin steak in the oven. A lot of people think that you have to go to a fancy steakhouse to get a great steak, but that's just not true. It's super easy to make your own perfectly cooked steak at home, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. These steaks are juicy, they're tender, and I'm gonna let you in on a secret on how to get those perfect grill marks without a grill. Oh, and you can use this method on any cut of steak. We're using top sirloin steak today, but you can use any kind you have. Last thing, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a perfect side dish for steak as well, so watch for that. Let's do this. My personal favorite way to cook steak is with a marinade. Now you don't have to do this, you can season your steak simply with salt and pepper, but I think the marinade just makes them so juicy, I hope you'll at least try it. So I've added a 1/4 cup of coconut aminos here. If you like, you can use soy sauce instead. Personally, I avoid soy, but that's just a personal preference. I've also added a 1/4 cup of olive oil, avocado oil works as well, and 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. The vinegar really helps to break down some of the protein and fat in the beef, which makes it more tender and adds a subtle sweetness as well. We're also adding a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of sea salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're just gonna whisk that all together. I'm using a measuring cup here with a spout because it's going to make it really convenient to pour this over the steaks later. A little cleanup here. And then we're gonna go ahead and place the steaks into a plastic bag. This is how we're gonna marinate them. If you like, you can also use a bowl or a shallow container, whatever you like. So we're gonna add the steaks in there. Try to have them kind of spread out a little bit. That way the marinade is going to be able to coat each piece of steak evenly. And now this is where the spout is convenient. We're just gonna pour the marinade all over the steaks. Try to coat them evenly. And then we're gonna zip the bag closed. Try to get any extra air out of there first. And then move the steaks around a little bit so that the marinade really coats each piece of steak as well as possible. Marinate the steaks for 3 to 8 hours. You don't wanna go much longer than that or your steaks are going to be mushy. When you're ready to cook, preheat a cast iron grill pan for about 3 minutes over medium-high heat. You want it to get really, really hot. And while you're doing that, you can also preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to cook the steaks in the oven after we sear them on the stovetop. Now, if you have time, it's even better if you can take the steaks out of the fridge about 30 minutes before you're going to cook them. This will allow them to cook more evenly. But if not, no worries. You're gonna melt the butter on the cast iron grill pan once it's nice and hot, kind of move it around so that it melts all over the surface, and then you're going to add the steaks in a single layer. This grill pan is my little secret to perfect grill marks. Even if you're cooking the steaks on the stove or in the oven, you don't need a grill to get those grill marks, and they're going to create this beautiful sear. Flip the steaks over once they're nice and browned on the bottom. You don't need them to actually cook through at this step. You just want to brown them, so it's about 2 to 3 minutes per side. And just try to avoid moving them around too much. This is what's going to get you those nice grill marks. Now, these steaks already look beautiful, but they are not cooked through inside yet. So we're gonna grab some gloves. Be sure you do that because the pan is very hot, and we're gonna place these into the oven. Now, it's up to you how you like your steaks, but the internal temperature that you want is 120 degrees Fahrenheit for rare, 130 for medium rare, 140 for medium, 150 for medium well, or 160 for well done. And I use this alarm thermometer because it's going to tell me exactly when it's ready. It's gonna beep when the internal temperature that I want is reached. So sometimes I set it to 140 for medium, sometimes I do 135, which is kind of between medium rare and medium. Totally up to you. Just take out the steaks, once that thermometer beeps. If you don't have an alarm thermometer, I'll link the one I use down below, but down below I also have estimated times for how long the steaks are going to take in case you don't have one. Be sure you remove the steaks from the pan right away as soon as you take them out of the oven, otherwise they are going to overcook. And then, before you cut into them, you're going to want them to rest for about 5 minutes. The internal temperature is actually going to increase by about 5 degrees as they rest. And I like to check the temperature one more time once I take them out, just to be sure. I actually took mine out a little early this time. They're at 134, and that's just fine for me. So we're just gonna let these rest for just a little bit. This method makes the perfect sirloin steak every time. Searing on a grill pan first gives us these perfect, beautiful grill marks without a grill. That's the secret. And finishing in the oven makes the inside tender and juicy, just perfect. And other than the time to marinate, this recipe is super fast. Making steak at home could not be easier. All right, let's serve up a plate of this. I have my perfect steak. And I'm going to add a little bit of compound butter on this. This is optional. The steak is absolutely delicious without it, but I love this stuff, so I'm gonna add this on. And for a perfect side dish, we're serving this up with roasted asparagus. This is one of my favorite easy steak sides, super healthy. I have another video for this as well that I'll link down below if you want to watch how to make this. Add a little squeeze of lemon on there. All right, let's cut into this. I'm gonna cut against the grain. And as always, it's a little bit more done on the ends. Look at that. This is cooked to perfection. Nice and brown on the outside, juicy and pink on the inside. This is going to be delicious. I am so ready to try this. That was so juicy and flavorful. I hope you're gonna make the sirloin steak recipe soon. If you do, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I love hearing from you guys. And snap a photo, post it with #WholesomeYum so that I can see it too. See you next time on Wholesome Yum, where I share easy, healthy recipes, all with 10 ingredients or less.